Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan Dang and I'm a type 1 diabetic, and today for my video I thought that I would do a diabetic question and answer. I thought it would be fun to kind of get to know me through this Q&A, but also talk about diabetes and my experiences and things like that. If you guys have any questions or comments or want to share your own stories, please make sure to leave that down below, and thanks for watching. So the first question for this Q&A is, when were you diagnosed and how long have you had diabetes? So I was diagnosed in May of 2004 when I was 3 years old, and I'm now 20, so I've had diabetes for almost 17 years next month, which seems like such a long time because I feel like a 17-year-old sounds really old, so the fact that I've had diabetes, or like my diabetes is a 17-year-old, sounds really crazy to me. I honestly don't remember life without diabetes or anything without diabetes just because I was so young. It's always been with me, having the shots and the pump and things like that. The second question that I have is, how long have you been on the pump and what pump do you have? So I have been on the Medtronic pump since I was 6 years old. So I only did shots for 3 years. So when I was 3 to 6, I was on shots for the first 3 years of my diabetes. But since then, since I've been 6, I've been using the Medtronic pump. I've gone through like 2 different models, I think. Right now I'm using the 670G, and before this I think I just had the older version. So I've been on the pump for 14 years now out of the 17 years of being diabetic. And I honestly, the bad thing is I don't actually know how to use shots. I'm sure I can probably like figure it out if I needed to, but I still don't know really how to use a pen, or like, I know there's like some stuff that you have to do. It's not just bolusing, it's like you have to do the long lasting or all day or something like that, but I don't really know how to do any of that just because when I was on the shots my parents did that for me. But yeah, I've been with the Medtronic pump for the last 14 years and it's been good to me. The next question is, what is your earliest diabetic memory? So when I was younger, my mom would always come into my classrooms and test my blood sugar and give me snacks and things like that for lunch. So I remember when I was like in kindergarten and it was lunchtime and my mom comes in and she's testing my blood sugar and helping me bolus on my pump. I also have a lot of memories going into my school nurses. So I had a school nurse, I had multiple school nurses, but I went to my school nurse until I was about 8, I think was the last time. But basically my school nurses would come in at like 10 a.m. and help me test my blood sugar, and they would also help me during lunch, bolus. But yeah, those are my earliest memories with diabetes. The next question is, how did diabetes affect you growing up? So honestly, like I said, I don't really know what life is like without diabetes just because this is all that I remember. But it's been fine. I haven't had any issues. The only kind of thing that I feel like all kids with diseases or conditions feel is sometimes you feel left out having your condition. So I'm guessing like celiac kids want to eat gluten at parties and are sad they can't eat cake. Just like diabetics, sometimes I'd be upset because I have to like bolus before I can go play, or I have to like check in with my parents to make sure everything's in check. So sometimes that was just annoying, especially when I was young. And also that I had to go to like nurses, or I couldn't like do sleepovers because of my diabetes overnight, and just little things like that. The next question I thought I'd talk about is, what was diabetic camp like? So some people maybe are interested in going to diabetic camp or want to know about it. I'd highly suggest going if you are able to, because it was such a great experience for me. You're surrounded by a lot of other people who are going through the same thing as you, but you're not in a setting where you're forced to talk about it. It's just kind of nice knowing that you're all going through similar and shared experiences and that you all know what it feels like. And I made some really good friends there. Don't always talk to them just because it's been so long since diabetic camp. I think it was like back in 2012 or something like that. But I feel like we just have a bond that other friends and I might not have because they don't understand what I'm going through. It's kind of like on a deeper level. And it's just a really fun experience. It's just like regular camp is really fun. Diabetic camp is also really fun. You get to do lots of activities. I went to Bearskin Meadows diabetic camp. So yeah, I would check it out if I were you. Next up is, what is the most difficult part of diabetes? I don't think there's like one specific difficult part of diabetes. I think it's just, you feel like you never really know how to handle it. It's kind of frustrating sometimes feeling like you're not doing super well managing it. even though there's no like correct way, like there's no solution, you're just constantly improving yourself. and I feel like it's just an everyday thing that you have to like work for. And then the final question is, what do you like about diabetes? I made a whole video about this if you guys want to check it out, but I just basically really like the responsibilities it's taught me and how it's taught me to be more independent and take charge for things, and it makes me, yeah, overall just be really responsible. And I'm really glad I have it because I'm able to have a community like this. I wouldn't have my YouTube or my blog if I wasn't diabetic, and I wouldn't have met so many people that I really love and care for if I didn't have diabetes, like my doctor and nurses. So yeah, there is a lot of good to diabetes despite it being a chronic disease. So yeah, that's my video for today. I hope you guys learned a little more about diabetes and also a little more about me through this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!